50 years ago, few experts were ready to speak out about the consequences of human activity on climate deregulation and its effect on the environment. Today, scientists from everywhere are springing into action before it's too late. They are driven by the singular mission of inventorying the planet's most remote and enclave-protected flora and fauna. Namoroka is an impenetrable sanctuary in northwest Madagascar, a geographical marvel that still harbors many secrets. Its jagged cliffs give way to fascinating beauty, a stone citadel that reaches for the sky known as the tsingy. Over a few weeks, a team of 22 international researchers working from the French National Museum of Natural History will attempt to explore the heart of this terra incognita, a true example of biodiversity where all is yet to be discovered. The man in charge of organizing this scientific mission is wildlife expert Mark Gansswana. Mark has been living in Madagascar for 15 years. He's familiar with the area. But a mission to Namoroka cannot be improvised. It requires months of preparation, detailed study of satellite maps, and a mandatory aerial survey of the land.
Okay, we have to do a general flyover. But there are really 3 points, 3 zones I'd like to focus on. This, the junction, and this forested enclave.
Okay.
Great, let's go.
Separated from the African mainland by the Mozambique Channel, Madagascar is an island of rugged terrain. The most spectacular example is Namoroka, on the west coast. Shaken by masses of hot air rising from the ridges, Mark captures his first images of a limestone plateau that's over 220 square kilometers and 100 meters deep. An infinite network of deep arteries crisscrosses Namoroka, a seemingly impenetrable and hostile landscape. Six months later, after covering 800 kilometers in 3 days from the Malagasy capital, Mark and his team finally reach Soalala, a small fishing village on the west coast. As a scout, Mark paves the way for the expedition. Soon, equipment and researchers will follow in his footsteps. The road stops here. The only way to reach Namoroka is to overcome a considerable obstacle, the Bay of Bali. There is no mistaking the signs. It may be high tide, but the daily ferry that crosses the bay isn't taking on materials or passengers. Anything can happen in Madagascar. The unexpected isn't just a part of daily life, it is daily life. Mark will have to deal with the unexpected and accommodate as best he can. After surviving dozens of repairs, the old motor's water pump finally gives up. And since bad things always come in twos, the ferry's rudder also decides to call it quits.
We're really not sure when we can leave today. The biggest issue is repairing the boat. Everyone's arriving. We have 2 logistics trucks, about a dozen vehicles bringing scientists on site in less than a week. At this rate, there's no way to know if we'll make it across. And given the difficulty of the terrain, if the boat isn't repaired, there's no other way to get where we need to.
"150 kilometers from Soalala, the 2 trucks carrying the gear for the expedition are on their way. "2,500 liters of water, 800 kilos of food, and several tons of equipment are being transported. No machine this size has ever attempted to explore the area.
It's 7:30. Night fell a little bit more than an hour ago. We lost a little bit of time earlier due to a flat tire. And just now, we got held up by a small air hose problem. We're running late, meaning we have to drive 3 more hours in the dark. Can we get through? Where are the tracks? I don't see them. We'll need to check the back tires.
Driving in the bush at night is incredibly risky. Pierre is leading the convoy and taking extra precautions, even if it means moving slowly. In Soalala, the future of the mission is now in the mayor's hands. Time to rally the troops. In particular, the head mechanic, who was already asleep.
We have to find a temporary way to get them across. Then we can work on a more permanent solution.
Will I see you tomorrow? Do you want to meet here? Or at the dock? Okay, thank you.
The mayor kept his promise. The men worked all night to prepare the boat for a sunrise departure. One can only hope the repairs are good enough for the journey. The out-of-service ferry has been an issue for local inhabitants for 2 weeks. Now, dozens of villagers can resume merchandise deliveries to Soalala. The lack of paved roads means the entire island suffers in silence. Everything is still transported by zebu, the most valuable Malagasy animal. The carts drawn by these animals have created tracks, deep, narrow grooves that are difficult to drive over. The SUVs are forced to forge their own path. September is the end of the dry season. It's more than 40 degrees Celsius in the shade. The collared iguana, found only in Madagascar and the Comoros, is used to high temperatures. Not all the animals are so lucky. Vanderdecken's lemurs, known as sifakas, lament the lack of fresh food and settle for a few dried leaves. Seemingly fallen from the sky onto the savanna grass, giant blocks of stone are the first promising sign. Namaroka's mountain can't be much farther. The men and the mechanics have worked hard. 65 kilometers now separate them from Soalala. Mark decides to set up camp before nightfall. He's already met his first objective, to get his team as close as possible to the east side of the mountain.
Pantel? We're about 2 kilometers from the Tsingy, right? It's right there. Okay, great. We're close. Almost there. Almost there. We'll make it. Snake. Almost. Trying to catch the head. Beautiful, huh? I like it. It's totally safe. There are no poisonous snakes here. Otherwise, I would have thought twice.
At dawn, Mark heads to Villanandro, a small village on the edge of the Tsingy.
Is there a site, a place in the mountain or around it?
Not a chance of venturing into the mountain alone. The team needs a guide, and the best guide in town is named Moril.
We climb? Up here? Okay. I see. Straight. Wow, it's sharp. Incredible. I'm following you, Moriel. I'm not going in by myself. Wow. It's beautiful. Is that a canyon?
In Malagasy, tsingy means the place where one cannot walk barefoot. Sharp as razor blades, this calcium rock, called karst, is terribly dangerous. A single false step would be deadly. This site, so dreaded by explorers, was born 160 million years ago, when Madagascar separated from the Gondwana supercontinent. At the time, ocean levels were at their highest. Sediment accumulated and compacted, and then the ground began to rise. Wind and tropical rains took their toll, eroding the land as the sandstone disappeared. The sediment layer resisted until finally disintegrating. What remains is this rugged terrain, the only one like it on Earth. In the heart of these mineral ridges, xerophile plants adapted, like the centuries-old Pachypodium, which have bottle-like trunks that serve as water reservoirs. During the day, the cavities of the bare rock protect many species, like this nighthawk, which sleeps in full camouflage on the ground.
This is splendid, just like the mountain. It's splendid, yet ephemeral. The erosion caused by the water of successive raining seasons shaped the mountain and ultimately ate away at it. It's super thin. Muriel showed me a really cool thing. Is this the cave entrance you told me about, Muriel?
Yes, this is the cave.
This is good. So this is how we're going to actually get inside the tsingy, right?
There are a lot of bats.
Really?
A vast network of caves surrounds the tsingy, running beneath the karst and known as the endokarst.
Nice. We're off to a great start. Beautiful. We can see the fangs. Maybe we'll bump into the one that shed this skin.
The team progresses slowly. They discover a labyrinth of galleries formed by waters that infiltrate the entire mountain during the rainy season. Blinded by the headlamps, hundreds of bats dart in and out of the cave's crevices. For centuries, their kingdom has remained peaceful and undiscovered. Back in the open air, the team finds the exit along one of the innumerable drop-offs that cut into the mountain. For Mark, the time has come to locate the water source he had seen from the plane 6 months earlier. Water that will be essential to the survival and well-being of everyone on the expedition.
Is that the watering hole? It's totally dry. Shoot, we can't do anything. Isn't it a permanent source? This is barely even mud. Is it the first time you see it like this? We can't have a camp without water. There's nothing I can do. What can I say? We're back to square one. This is a major disappointment. It's dry, and it's apparently the only water source in the area. We can't set up camp here if we don't have access to water. It's simply not possible. Once all the staff gets here, we'll be about 60 people. There's just no way we can bring everyone out here if it's as desolate as this.
Two days removed from Namoroka, Pierre and his logistics team incur multiple pit stops. Nevertheless, they give Mark some extra time to find a solution. The road is difficult with traps of all kinds, including tangling roots and jagged rocks that no tire can withstand. The number of flats begins to add up.
Either we all do part of the ride in the truck, or we all walk next to the truck.
We can only ride when the road is flat.
In that case, go ahead on foot. We'll pick you up along the way.
We're still far. It's a waste of time.
Do we stay on this road or take a side road?
Let's keep going.
The same road.
The same road.
Then why do we go 5 kilometers in the other direction?
No, it's just there.
Okay. Let's go.
Tonight will not be a restful night, and this time there's more than the abundance of mosquitoes to blame. Just a few days before the trucks arrive, Mark needs to start from scratch, re-examining the maps to find a new location for base camp. A forest enclave in the west part of the mountain, near the village of Namoroka, looks interesting, but there's a significant problem. While a pathway does exist, is it even still accessible? The road here is so rarely driven that no one knows what state it's in. Each year, the rainy season alters its layout and creates new obstacles, setting the tone for a rough journey ahead. Seen from the sky, the trail seems easy. In reality, it will take 9 hours to cover the final 45 kilometers of road leading to the lively village of Namaroka at the far ends of the earth.
How are you? How are you? Wow. This is great. What a welcome.
It's time to set up camp again. The road was exhausting, but the reward is better than expected. Water in abundance, a vital life source for Namaroka's inhabitants, and a huge relief for Mark and his team.
Okay, guys, you see this? Basically, this is the thing. We must be somewhere around there and leaving from here. You can see there are these sort of canyons in the heart of the mountain. Can we get inside the canyons? Can we get inside the mountain?
Yes, yes. We can cross here and then there.
Okay, but if we can get there leaving from here, Knowing this place is fabulous, there's water, a hill of baobabs. I saw it in passing yesterday, but we should check it out. It looks fabulous. If you can get us inside the mountain here, through these canyons to the center of the Tsingy mountain, and we come across caves, that's a bonus. It's just what we need. It's even better than expected, because we'll have a variety of environments for the scientists to study. That's really great.
Man has so rarely taken this path that a red-fronted lemur is the first to be surprised. The tsingy of Namoroka is a lost world, an undiscovered land where one could be fooled to think that dinosaurs still roam deep within the infinite rock canyons. By following the Andriabe River to its source, Mark hopes to penetrate as deeply into the mountain as possible. Once again, the men have been spotted. The sifakas sound the alarm, emitting repeating chirps that reveal their concern. Victims of deforestation and poaching throughout Madagascar, these magnificent creatures have found temporary refuge here. In the middle of the forest, after 5 hours of walking, the men have reached the source of the Andriabe River.
Hey, Simon. Look. We're just 2 kilometers from inside the mountain. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get this far. If we're inside the canyon, that means the scientists can get 4 or 5 kilometers inside the mountain. That's great. That's really good news.
In Soalala, the boat repairs have held together. The first 10-ton truck made it to the banks. Now the second 13-ton truck needs to debark.
Did you see that? It's really slippery.
Mark gives his instructions via satellite phone. No need to go east of the mountain. Go west towards the village of Namaroka. After a day of travel, Pierre and his team were hoping to catch their breath. But just 300 meters from the village, the trucks had to drive off-road and become trapped in a rice paddy crisscrossed with deep canals.
We're trying to get through the last 300 meters. Think about it, 5 days of travel. 300 meters. Just a bit to go. It took us almost an entire afternoon, half a day to travel 5 meters. There's another small passage ahead. It's a little rough. There we go. Easy now. Wait a second. I may have spoken too soon. Straight. Go straight.
Mark, Pierre, and the logistics team have upheld their part of the deal, ensuring scientists will have the exceptional opportunity to explore Namaroka in the best conditions possible.
Let's do a test because it's getting a little stuck.
Building a camp for 60 people in the middle of the forest is no easy task. And since they need to start somewhere, why not with the toilets? Known as dry toilets, they're 100% eco-friendly and come completely with total privacy. In total, the group unloads 5 generators and 2 500-liter freezers. They build a storage bunker, 3 60-square-meter military tents, and a field laboratory. They clear underbrush, build bridges, and set up 35 tents for the scientists, guides, and drivers. It's time for the researchers to set sail from the port of Mahajanga. They are botanists, entomologists, and herpetologists. These plant, insect, and reptile specialists are all familiar with Madagascar. But the chance to explore Namaroka is a true challenge, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Mark can finally welcome his newest arrivals. The journey was difficult for each of them. Some prefer to take a moment to recover in silence. Others, tired and covered in dust, decide to share their first impressions. But for everyone, the joy of finally being here is intense. Every day of the expedition, the scientists will gather around the main table for both lunch and dinner, under the watchful eye of the mission leader, entomologist Thierry Bourgoin. Mark will supervise the work groups, manage the guides, and make sure everyone's needs are met. Somewhere in Namaroka, in a square half shrouded in greenery, the king of the village awaits the newcomers. As required by local tradition, all visitors must pledge allegiance to the king and purify their bodies and souls. Only once this is done may they explore the mountain.
We are here to ask permission to tread your land, O king. We unroll our mat. Here is the red alcohol. These strangers wish to enter the mountain. They are here for research. May they remain alive and behave appropriately. May they succeed in their project and have a fruitful mission, along with those of us who accompany them. And may this gathering be blessed.
At last, the big day has arrived. The first steps into the unknown are often difficult and sometimes awkward, but all of these researchers are experienced. They are ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Before exploring the heart of the tsingy, the scientists decide to take a closer look at the flora and fauna surrounding the mountain. It's worth repeating, nothing or very little has been prospected here. Everything is to be discovered, inventoried, and classified. It's an enormous task. The entomologists are already hard at work, placing insect traps along the way as they make their way through the forest.
You have the ones on top, and I have the bottom two. We're good to go? You said you had tape? Yes, that'll help, because this will move.
These are laboratory-designed malaise traps. Just a few more details, and what's known as the window trap will be operational.
The window trap is a flight interceptor, like a malaise trap. The difference is that an insect running into the window trap falls into the funnel and into the collection jar at the bottom. This allows for easy collection of insects passing by. The advantage is that it's extremely lightweight and very quick to set up, which makes it easy to use anywhere. It can be placed pretty high up. Bingo.
Like lots of field researchers, Eric has developed quite a few surprising skills over the course of his missions.
I'm going up. I'm going to use the tether.
To conduct his research, he was trained in the tree climbing techniques used by professional trimmers.
Here we go. Okay, great.
Beneath the canopy, Eric stabilizes the trap, which, along with dozens of others, will hang 20 to 30 meters from the ground for the duration of the mission. Deeper in the forest, a giant kua hears an intruder's approaching footsteps. They belong to Gernot Kunz, an entomologist with the University of Graz in Austria. Gernot is in Namaroka to photograph any wildlife he observes during the mission.
Photography in tropical forests are my entire life. I've spent a lot of time in these places. I'm very familiar with them. Also because my father had guided me in this direction. I'm following in his footsteps, in a sense.
Gernot spots the leopard lemur, a small nocturnal lemur that weighs just 900 grams.
In this area, in Namoroka, 95% of the creatures have never been indexed. It's very important to take photos of these animals in their natural habitat, because that could lead to the discovery of a new species which would be published. Macro photos enable us to capture nature's true colors. That's essential to the description of the species. It's very important to know and classify the species, because once they've been classified, we can present them to the public and work to protect them. I believe that we only protect what we know.
Namaroka is an ode to life. From the Felisuma, a small gecko that has no eyelids to clean its eyes, to this praying mantis devouring a cricket, much to the envy of his peers. To this elegant butterfly, the Junonia radama tanning in the sun, or still to this masked reduvid that smooths its antennae with the utmost grace. Or this surprising grasshopper with its perfect imitation skills. Well, almost perfect. Researcher at the Nature Museum, Dr. Ivan Inic, is the only herpetologist on the team. He's a world expert on lizards and snakes. His goal? To catch these creatures to establish an inventory of all the species present in Namoroka.
For reptiles, this involves various techniques. One is simply collection through observation. It means going for long walks, kilometers at a time, by day and by night. In addition to collection through observation, there's another technique that involves pitfall traps. These buckets are placed level with the ground, and as the animals move around, they fall in. This is for small creatures, those we can't necessarily spot with the naked eye, which are discreet and live in the compost.
This large common lizard, a wide-tailed zonosaur, won't fall into the trap. However, after a few days of patience, an extremely rare creature appears at the bottom of a bucket. It's from the Bruchessia genus, the smallest chameleon in the world, just 20 millimeters long, tail not included. This discovery is all the more exceptional, as it turns out to be a new species, a creature that no researcher had ever been able to observe before, and which doesn't even have a name.
We're going to attempt something unprecedented, building a dynamic insect trap using a drone, which will fly over the canopy with a small net hanging beneath it.
Once we're sure it's not touching the trees.
Collecting some of the world's most inaccessible insects requires a lot of imagination from the entomologist team. Thierry is betting on innovation with help from Sylvain, an aircraft commander who will be piloting the drone.
This drone will cover a large distance, always the same route, every day at the same time. With time, we'll be able to make some interesting comparisons.
You see, we're sheltered from the wind. It's better.
We don't really know what we'll catch with this dynamic trap. Of course, we have a few ideas. We're expecting to find some hymenopterans, meaning wasps, bees, etc. We're also expecting to find butterflies, lots of dipterans, some flies. We have a clue, but we're really hoping for some nice surprises.
Here in this vast territory, the drone becomes an exciting new addition to the science team's toolkit for daily research. With a range of several kilometers, the device picks up an enigmatic tree just south of the mountain.
It's 1.2 kilometers away.
Well, I guess we weren't that far off. We're just east of it.
It's disappeared in the canopy.
A team of botanists quickly closes in. This discovery is intriguing, to say the very least.
Can you zoom in a little?
Yeah, let me zoom in on a few. Pretty mysterious.
I really want to go there, because we can't tell what it is. All we know is it's very interesting. I think there isn't a single botanist here who knows what that species really is. There it is. You see?
To get to the tree, the scientists and their guides must face the mountain's first karst barriers. They finally see it, overflowing with flowers and insects.
Eric, do you think it's possible to climb it?
Yes, totally. I could even anchor myself on top. I'm right on the axis. Does it look like anything we know?
No.
The botanists are perplexed. The sample they took resembles a plant they already know, named erythrosiphon, a type of Hildegardia. The problem is the flowers of that tree are blood red, while these are orange.
For the pollinators, is the nectar located in the calyx?
Yeah, I think so.
They pick it up in passing.
Another troubling detail, the pollinator of the erythrosiphon is a small sparrow the size of a hummingbird, the sunbird. But in this case, the flowers are clearly pollinated by Melipona bees.
I'm obviously documenting the coordinates. I'll write down all the information in my field notebook. We need to remember that the person who will see this sample in the herbarium won't know anything other than what's right in front of them. So we need to write down everything they can't see for themselves in the lab. That includes simple details like the height of the tree. Looking at this sample alone, there's just no way to tell if it's from a bush or, like in this case, a tree that's 11 meters tall.
Strangely, this great tree with orange flowers has seemingly never been observed or classified. But for the botanists, it's still too early to discuss the possibilities of a new species. It will take them months, if not years, to know for sure. The lab is the hub for the entire mission. Whether by day or night, it's a meeting point for the scientists. This is where all the daily samples are gathered and analyzed. The plants are dried and pressed before going into the herbarium.
Hi, everyone. We brought you a few nice flowers, Lucille.
Oh, thank you so much. What a beautiful gift.
Since it's your birthday.
Tonight, the eminent botanist Lucille Lelorge is celebrating her birthday. The researchers can't help but continue their work as they gather to discuss her strange bouquet of flowers.
And that fruit too. It's completely different from the one we know in Ankarana.
But there's still work to do in the herbarium. We need to compare this with all the existing samples to confirm everything.
It's my birthday, and I couldn't be happier.
The night promises to be long as the orange tree continues to dominate the conversation. Namoroka has met and exceeded all expectations. It truly offers an exceptional amount of biodiversity, a unique ecological treasure chest, where each is on a quest for their holy grail. Now it's time for them to face their fear as they attempt to explore the underbelly of the mountain in hopes of reaching its center.